So we created this calculated field using the other rental period calculated field that we already created. And then we wanted to calculate profit, but before calculating profit, we needed to add a new calculated field. This was calculating the cost for maintaining each room. For each room, we have cost to maintain it. That cost is calculated by rate per night multiplied by 0.6, which is the 60% is the standard room rate and maintenance per night. So if you go to the columns here, we have a rate cost per night, and click on the down arrow, go to edit, and you can see the calculated field formula that we added for cost per night. It is rate per night multiplied by 0.6. Now, once we had the cost per night, then we were able to add or create this calculated field we called profit. This was profit we would make for each reservation. Profit for each reservation is rate at booking minus the cost per night. So you take the cost per night and then multiply it by rental period, so you can see the total profit you made on each reservation. We called it profit. Next, we wanted to create this calculated field, which is rental period category. A lot of times you're going to have numeric columns, and you can't directly use them for creating the charts, but they can give you a lot of insights about your business. So what you do, you create categorical columns from the same numeric columns. In this case, we have rental period. We are going to use it to create a categorical column. I've removed that column so we can actually do it today again. So click on the down arrow here. We want to create this calculated field. We're going to call it rental category. So I'm going to create a new calculated field. We're going to call it rental period category. Rental period category. We want to say if rental period is greater than 4, then we're going to categorize it as loan estate. We want to categorize it as loan estate. Now, if you still have other conditions to check, in this case, we want to say otherwise, if it is between 2 and 4, then we will categorize it as medium estate. In that case, you don't use else, you use else if. Else if allows you to again check for a condition. So you use else if to say else if rental period is greater than 2. Okay, greater than 2. You don't have to add this part, but you can add it to say it's greater than 2, but less than or equal to 4. Technically, when it's less than 4, that's when it moves to the next line. But if you want to add it for simplicity, you can also add this part to say and rental period less or equal 4. Then we'll categorize it as medium estate. So we are trying to create a categorical column or categorical field using a numeric column. In this case, rental period is a numeric column. So we are trying to use it to create a new column or generate new column. Now, I want to say otherwise, yes. What is it? No, it's a medium estate. So we'll categorize it as medium estate. She just said it's spelled. I wasn't sure. Oh, it's spelled wrong. Okay. Oh no, my bad. Yes. Okay. Is that correct? Okay. Yes. All right. So otherwise, there is no other condition to check because that's the last one. So we'll say else. You can specify it as short estate. So either if it's greater than 4, you categorize it as longest stay, which means then longest stay. So it's going to check for every reservation. If the reservation rental period is between 2 and 4, it will be assigned as medium stay. Otherwise, it will be assigned as shortest stay. And then for this type of formulas, it has to end with an end statement. So you see here at the bottom, it shows you calculation contains error. The error is that it doesn't have the end statement. So you have to add the end statement at the end of the formula. Okay, good. And can click OK. So we wanted to create this, and we actually created a chart with this new column last session. We'll see if we can get the time to do that again here. And then we wanted to calculate occupancy rate. Basically, occupancy rate for each hotel. Occupancy rate is total nights rented divided by total nights available. And each one of them have their own formula. You can create this separately or which we did last session. But here in this example, if you click on the edit, I already have the formula. So what is a total rental period divided by capacity multiplied by 30. Why it's multiplied by 30? It's like 30 days in a month. We assume that every month has 30 days, just for simplicity. 30 days multiplied by capacity will give you total capacity throughout the year. Or just in that period. And then the rental period, total rental period, which was basically total nights rented. Here, this is rental period. With that, you can, what is this occupancy rate? This is kind of an indicator that shows you how a hotel is performing in terms of attracting customers. It's a good KPI or key performance indicator to test or to evaluate a hotel's customer attraction and like how the hotel is performing. So it was an important indicator. That's why we added it into our practice. Very unique to this context. So first we added the calculated fields, then we moved on into adding the charts. You can see that the first chart I removed it so we can actually do it quickly again this session. So we want to create a line chart that shows us for each month revenue versus profit. What I'm going to do, I'm going to use one of the date columns. Here I'm going to use the start date, hold command, and then select revenue and also profit. I want to show in a line chart for each month, revenue versus profit. So click on show me here and then select line chart. So it's in the middle one, I want to select a line chart. If you select line chart, then we will see revenue versus profit. The default is year. We need to change the default. The default is year. Click on the down arrow and change it to month. So you can actually see for each month revenue versus profit. So each time you select one of these columns, the default is year. If you're looking for something else, you can select it from here. Just select, we are looking for month. Any question? Next, I want to show them in one chart next to each other, revenue versus profit. In this case, click on the down arrow here and then click on dual axis. If you do that, then you will show actually each of these line charts in one place. So you can actually compare them in one place. So if you click on the down arrow here and then select dual axis, then what you see is revenue versus profit in one chart. Yes. Okay, so we have for each month. Now, one more step with this chart. One more step. Don't forget this. Just pay attention to the axis here. One is up to 12,000. The other side is 28,000. These are not synced. So if you look at the chart, it is going to be misleading. So what should we do? We should sync them. Click on the axis here. Click right. Okay. Click right here. Click right. And then click on synchronized axis. This way, now you are actually seeing the correct chart. So again, here you can see that the axes are not synced. So this actually doesn't reflect the correct chart here. So click right, click on synchronize axis, and that's when it actually syncs each one of them. Then it shows you actually revenue versus profit correctly. Any questions? Okay. So this was one of the charts we created last session. Then we created this chart, which was showing us for each month total reservation in a stacked bar chart. Stacked bar chart, you can see that it shows for each month, for each status, you have two status, whether a reservation is completed or canceled. For each month, for each status, total number of reservations. I'll apply two things. First, I will sort the results. Then I want to drag, click here in the columns here. So if you want to count number of reservations, count number of rooms, every table has this measurement for itself to count the records in that table. That's why we use count reservation. So we just drag this row here. So I'm going to drag it over label so I can actually show number of reservations for each status. So we can see as a label total number of reservations in each of these categories. Completed versus canceled. So we only wanted to apply two things. Just sort the results and then drag not reservations count over labels so we can actually see them as a label on each of these bar charts. Let me see. Let's actually create this one. So I want to create a tree map to show total number of reservations for each room. So I'm going to create a new chart here. Select a room. For room, I will use room name. For each room, I want to see total number of reservations. So I need to count the reservations. This measurement with reservation count will do that for me. So I will select room name and then reservation count. Go to show me and select tree map. Go to show me and then select a tree map. Select the tree map. Next, we only want for completed reservations. So what I will do, drag a status over filters, and then only select completed. So we can only filter this result, this chart for completed reservations. So what I did, drag a status over filters, select completed, and then click OK. And now we can see only for completed reservations. Drag reservations count over label. Next, drag reservations count over label so we can see total number of reservations as a label. So I applied two things. added a status as a filter and select the completed. Then I drag reservation over label so we can actually see total number of reservations as a label. Now, I want to review one more thing that we've learned so far, which is creating a parameter and applying to a chart. We're going to add this top N filter. We want to allow the user to select top N and then we filter the results. First, I'm going to create the parameter. Click on the down arrow here. You can see create parameter. Use parameter to allow the user to change different values, whether it's a threshold or value in a formula or in a chart when we want to let the user to interact with the chart. So create parameter, we're going to name this as top N. Top N. Data type. This is going to be an integer value, so we should change the data type to integer. Data type to integer. Current value. It's this filter or this parameter is going to tell us or allow the user to select the top N. So let's set the current value to 5. This is like a default value. Okay, treat it as a default value. So we say 5, meaning top 5 rooms. Once we apply it, it will show us top 5. I'm going to add a range here. Minimum is 1. And then I'm going to just set the maximum to 20. Okay. Now, next step is actually applying the parameter to the chart. In this case, this is very common mistake, or at least something that people forget during the midterm exam. So let's review this. First, you're applying this filter over rooms. So click on the down arrow for room. You can select or click on filter. Click on filter. Once you click on filter, you can see there's a top tab here. So we want to go to the top tab. The default is that it's selected as none. If you select by field, then you can see the default value is top 10. If you don't select anything and just select OK, it will show you top 10 rooms with the highest number of reservations. We want to apply our parameters. So click on the down arrow, and that's when you see the parameter you created. So if you click on the down arrow, you see the top N parameter. Select top N. So it is going to filter the results based on top N, based on the parameter we created. Now click OK, and that's when you see it shows you top 5 because we set the default value to 5. Okay. Last step is to making sure that anytime you're applying a parameter to a chart, you have to show it on the right side. You have to show it on the right side. So the user needs to interact with the parameter. So click on the down arrow here. Click on the down arrow and click on show parameter. Click on the down arrow, click on show parameter so you can show the parameter. Yes. So again, click on the down arrow here and make sure you click on show parameter so you can show the parameter and then try your parameter. Make sure that the chart is reacting to that parameter. This is going to be changed to total reservations for, or total, let's say here, total completed reservations. Okay, for instance, completed reservations for each room. This is Q3. Okay. Q3 in the files. Yes. What is it? For each month? In this chart or oh here? Okay. I'm a little confused. Okay. Last session, we talked about creating KPIs. Every business has important key performance indicators. When you're creating the dashboard, you want to actually show them in the dashboard. And that will give very important insights about how the business is doing in that within that area. So we talked about this. We already have the KPI for profit. We're going to create a new KPIs here now. So click on creating a new chart. Creating a KPI is very simple. So you need to just click on the calculated field that you're going to use it for KPI. Here, I want to create a KPI for revenue. So click on revenue and then drag it over text. Drag it over text in the marks section. Drag it over text. Click on revenue and drag it over text. Once you do that, then you just you will see that actually total revenue here. Then you need to edit the text. So click on text, click on the three dots so you can edit the text. Here, we need to specify a format for our KPIs and just follow the same pattern for every KPI. If I go back to my KPI and click text and then click on these three dots, I can see that I've said 26 and then boom. So I'm going to use the same same design here. So click on text, click on the three dots, make it bold, and then 26. Why this big? It's a KPI. You want to take the focus in the dashboard. And whatever you place here, that's how it will be showed in the dashboard. So that's why we select 26. Now, next step, change the format to currency. Click on the down arrow here so you can click on format and change the format currency. Click on format, click on numbers and change this to currency. We are showing KPI for profit, so we want to show it as a currency. For every KPI, you also want to add a small title. It will give an idea what is that KPI. Here, double click on the title here and change this title to total revenue. Total revenue. Should I increase the size? No, the focus has to be on the value. So this has to be a small. So we're going to keep it at 15. It has to create contrast. So I'm going to choose the color here, lighter gray, something like light gray. It will create that contrast with the KPI itself, and it will look much better when you add it to the dashboard. So that's how we keep the title. This is revenue KPI. Okay. Next, let's add one more KPI and then we can get to the dashboard design. I want to add occupancy rate as a KPI. So drag occupancy rate over text. Drag occupancy rate over text. Edit the label the same way. Just select it, make it bold, make it 26. So I selected 26 and bold. Go and change the format to percentage. Okay, so this should be a percentage. So click on the down arrow here, go to format, and from here, this time we are selecting as a percentage. Once you select percentage, remove the decimal places. Let's just keep it as a percentage without the decimals. Last step, change the title. So this is actually it's the aggregate occupancy rate. That's okay. We'll just keep this and then light gray. So I didn't I kept the size at 15, just change the color here. We've completed this phase 2. Now we can move on to the dashboard design. So let's create a new dashboard. With dashboard, with the KPI, you want to add your KPI on the first row. Just set them in the first row. Usually that's a good layout design. Let's start with total profit. Drag it into your dashboard. Every time you're adding a new chart, take this a step, make it floating. Okay. So how do you make it floating and why? First, why? If you don't make it floating, you cannot resize it. You cannot move it. So you have to make it floating. Second, if you want to make it floating, click on the down arrow here and then click on floating. So if you click on the down arrow, you have a lot of options for making changes to your chart, to your KPI. First, make it floating. Once you make it floating, then you can resize it, you can move it, resize it, you can take the handle and then move it. Apply the same thing for the other KPIs. So one at a time. I will drag revenue here, make it floating, click on the down arrow, and then make it floating. Once you make it floating, then you can take the handle and move it. Okay, so take the handle, now move it and place it here. The same way, the same thing for occupancy rate. Drag it, make it floating, then place it on the right side. You want to have one column on the right side to like 1 or 2 columns, just like this in a column to place your legends or your filters. Okay, legends and filters. So I will keep this here, if I want, I will increase the size from here. From the size section, you can increase or change the dimensions of your dashboard. Now, I'm going to drag this chart here we created. For the chart, I want to do two steps. One, I want to remove the title here. So click on the down arrow for the chart. And if you click on title, it will remove the title from the chart. So if you click on the down arrow and click on the title and you remove the title, then make it floating again. So if you make it floating, then you can move it and resize it. I'm going to move it and resize it. So this is our design here. So remove the title and then make it floating. The same way, let's go with the other chart. Remove the title, make it floating, and then place this chart here. And then the last chart. Add it to the, and add it here. Remove the title. Oh. Remove the title, and then make it floating. And this is our chart. You can see that the legends, the filters, everything shows up. If it shows up other places, make it floating again. You can simply click on any of them, make them floating, and then you can move them if you want, if they show up at a different place. This is where I want to have all of them added here. Question. Next step, we want to make this dashboard interactive. We give this dashboard to the user so the user doesn't have to go through every chart and try to figure out or create charts. We want to think what are the filters that we can give to the user and the user can use them to gain more information. Think about this. If I give you this chart and I allow you to select the year, and then based on year, you see this results. It gives you different insights, right? So I want to talk about how we can add filters to our dashboard and make it interactive. First, select any of the one of the charts. It doesn't matter. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to select one of the KPIs. Okay, one of the KPIs. Now I'm going to add two filters. I want to add two filters to my dashboard. So first, I'm going to add them here, and then I will import them to my dashboard. One of the filters I'm adding is in the hotels table, we have the estates. So drag estate over filter. Drag estate over filter. Okay, drag estate over filter. Drag estate over filter, and you don't want the chart or whatever you're adding this to gets changed. So what should we do? We should select everything to make sure that that filter doesn't impact whatever we have there. So select everything. Okay, so quickly drag estate to filters, select everything, and then click OK. That's it. Now do the same thing with the next thing, which is a start date. Drag a start date to filters. Drag a start date to filters. This time, click on year. We are going to add year as a filter. So click on year and then click next. Then select both of these years. So click on this, drag a start date filter. Select on year and then select both years. So we added two filters. Now let's see how we can actually import it to our dashboard. Whatever chart that you added those filters to. So click on that one. So here I added these two filters to the total revenue KPI. So I'm going to click on that one. Click on that one and then click on the down arrow here. Okay, so click on the down arrow here and then go to filters. If you go to filters, now you can see the filters we just added to that KPI. So if you see that, then click on that filter. First, a state. First, a state. You can see that it shows up somewhere random, so we are going to move it. Let me check if it is floating. It is floating, so I'm going to take the handle and move it to the right side and resize it. Yes. Click on the chart you added that filter and add both filters that you added. One, we added a state, and then the other one was year. So I'm going to click on year again, and then take the handle and bring it to the right side. Is it interactive? Not yet. There is one more step. You see here, when I select them, it only one of the charts is reacting to that change. I want everything in this dashboard to react to these two filters. So click on the filter, click on the down arrow, go to apply worksheet, and you can see here that it says only to this worksheet. We are going to change it to this one, all using this data source. All using this data source. So click here and make it all data using that data source. The same thing for the year. Click on the down arrow here, go to apply worksheets and select all using this data source. If you did that, then try to change the filters and see if your dashboard is reacting to that. Okay, all using this data source. You see, now what I'm going to do, I'm going to change this. Remove the selection. Everything reacts to it. Now I can gain more information based on different filters. So I can select 2025 and I can select the state I'm looking for. Then I actually can see the exact information for that state. So if I select, let's say Arizona and then 2025, what I see in this dashboard is exactly for hotels in that state in 2025. Now you've built an interactive dashboard that the user can work with and can see a lot of information that it can help them to make a decision. That's what the goal was here. All right, that's it. Any question? We still have one more step. If you have, yes.
The start date, your start date.
Making it in applying it to every chart.
No, how'd you get like that little?
So I clicked on the chart that I added the filter.
Yes.
Click on the down arrow and then go to filters and select the filter. Click on the filter. Last step is to publishing it to Tableau because we want to publish the dashboard to Tableau. First, let's make sure that we have a copy of the data. This is usually one of the things we need to do. Go to Data tab, go to the data source, and then click on Extract Data. Click on Extract Data, and then Save Settings. you do this, sometimes it asks you to save the data source. So if you did that, just do it. Just double checking it, okay? Now, click on server, go to Tableau public, and then save it to Tableau public. So go to server tab, Tableau public, save to Tableau public. It's from the server tab. Yes.
How did you do that? Did you get a source?
Okay, so go to data, go to the one that shows your data, and then click on extract data. And then go to server, click on Tableau public, save to Tableau public. Okay. Here, once you log in and publish your dashboard, this is what you're going to see. You're going to see your dashboard in Tableau public. So how do you get your link? You will click on this share button here. Once you logged in, it will publish it to your account. You can click on share link, and that's the link to your dashboard. That's the link to your dashboard. And that's if you have a homework, you're going to do this the same thing and like give me the link to your dashboard. For today's class, make a copy of this and put it on Canvas for practice. If it's not working, just simply take a screenshot of your dashboard and put it as a in-class practice, okay? Any question? Yes. I will check it. Okay. Yes. Either link or a screenshot of the dashboard. Okay. Good. Yes.
Sorry, I'm upstairs. How can you share?
The link here, there's a share button.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, I'll post the attendance. Make sure to upload this for in-class practice. Take the attendance, and then very good.